This year, Bengaluru was in the news for the usual reasons: infrastructural problems, controversial projects, and of course traffic, but also some unusual ones. It surpassed Mumbai with its leopard count, according to a recent study, and is now the large metropolis with the highest number of the free-ranging big cats. There were also the usual sightings in urban settings and a few stray attacks involving leopards in the Banerghatta Biological Park. But have you ever wondered about the urban wildlife that we encounter on an everyday basis in Bengaluru? The house crow, the barn owl, the squirrel. They're as much part of Bengaluru's urban wildlife as are the black kites, the Indian rat snake, and the spectacled cobras, apart from, of course, the leopards. How is Bengaluru unique when it comes to urban wildlife, and which are the urban wildlife hotspots?
If you look at where the green spaces are in the city, they're around wetlands, or they're in institutions like the Indian Institute of Science campus, or they're around in parks and areas around wetlands. What is lacking for the city today in terms of what we know about urban wildlife is there is no comprehensive assessment of the biodiversity there is in the city. The earliest and the most authentic record that we have for the fauna and flora of the city goes back to 1999 in a checklist that was prepared by Mr. Karthikeyan. And Bangalore, having had so many institutions that do research on wildlife, doesn't seem to have updated this checklist, which is an opportunity for us to know better about what is happening to urban wildlife.
But as the city continues to grow at breakneck speed, increasing urbanization, metro construction, rising traffic and pollution are pushing wildlife out of their natural spaces and leading to more conflict and injuries in Bengaluru. Rescue centers in the city, as well as experts, acknowledge that the number of rescue calls has gone up in recent times.
As Bangalore is expanding, you see there's a lot of unplanned urbanization happening. So new areas, apartments are coming up where the wild animals were there, snakes, birds were there. So the dwelling places are getting destroyed, lakes are getting encroached. So with the metro work also, a lot of trees were cut, trees were low. So naturally, so lots of wildlife is getting displaced. So that is the reason we're getting lots of calls. And one more reason is sensitization is increased to the general public. They know way to approach for a wildlife. Previously, people used to think only for dogs, cats, there's a rescue center or a hospital. So now they know with the sensitization, there is a wildlife rescue centers where wildlife is being rescued. So that's how we're getting more of rescues. So we're getting, as usual, the increase in rescues is basically due to the black kites, eagles. They're getting caught in manja, electrical wires, and there's bonnet macaques, monkeys. They have come into the city. They're trying to cross from one apartment to the another through the electrical lines. So electrocution, snakes, again new dwelling places, they're being disturbed or run over by vehicles. So this is the normal rescues we get.
Okay.
We get about 20 to 25 rescues per day.
Oh.
So out of which 2 or 3 is a manja, and 2 or 3 are basically snakes always.
Mm-hmm. So what should you do if you spot a wild animal in need of help? Keep distance and stay calm. Do not feed, give water, or touch the animal unnecessarily. If it's safe, gently cover the animal with a cloth and place it in a ventilated cardboard box until help arrives. Do not use sticks, take selfies, or attempt to handle wildlife, especially snakes or birds of prey. The safest and most responsible step is to call trained rescuers immediately and wait for guidance rather than attempting to manage the situation alone. There are several misconceptions surrounding urban wildlife that continue to exist. The biggest one, according to experts, is that these animals are a threat or don't belong in cities, when in reality, they are an important part of the urban ecosystem. They say that as natural spaces shrink, animals are adapting to survive, and coexistence is both possible and necessary.
When we talk about urban wildlife, it's not necessarily these large animals like the tiger or the leopard. There are these everyday creatures that we observe among us. It could be the simple shrew, the house shrew that goes around near our houses. It could be the barn owl that's active at the night, or it could be the screech of the slender loris. These are some of the larger animals that capture our attention. But wildlife includes all the other things such as the butterflies, the sparrows, the birds, and the other insects that are around us.
Ecologists and residents around Bengaluru's protected areas also point out to challenges such as unplanned urbanization leading to urban expansion by encroaching buffer zones of eco-sensitive regions such as Bannerghatta National Park and Kaveri Sanctuary. This in turn, they say, resulted in a decline in the animal habitat, becoming the prime reason for human-animal conflicts. The way forward, ecologists believe, is to move away from an infrastructure and engineering first approach to a nature as front and center one. The most important demand, though, is to decongest Bengaluru and put the brakes on development to make it livable not just for the people but also the many species that call it their home. For more such videos, follow The Hindu.